Hello everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome to our very interactive show where you guys are going to be spending the transfer kitty. Well, what's left of it, Gonzo? Last week they decided to sign this man. They signed Adam Losek for 35 million. And he'd done all right at the weekend, Gonzo. The community have got it right so far.
Yes. Did you tell me he'd scored a hat-trick and set a goal up or something?
He did. He got a hat-trick, set up a goal. I think currently this season he's contributing either getting a goal or assist every 70 minutes or something like that. So he's done a ridiculous season at the minute. We signed him for 35 million. So there's 30 million left in the 30 million virtual kitty for this episode. So we'll be spending 30 million tonight. We're going to get a midfielder in first and foremost, and then whatever's leftover lolly we got, we'll find someone else. We'll find someone else to splash the cash on. Anyway, this episode is in collaboration with 5 Yards, Gonzo.
It is. Well, and tell us all about 5 Yards, Geo. What are 5 Yards?
The online transfer market for football fans. So if you reckon, you're good players, if you knew Losek before he was 35 million on 5 Yards, this is the website for you. Head over there to 5 Yards. The link is in the description below. It's also in the pinned comments of this video. That's the website we're going to be using the valuations for tonight. They've also got scouting reports and some of the players we're going to be looking at tonight. We're going to do our best to get the scouting reports up on the screen, get the player valuations. And in the live chat, you get your midfielders up. We'll have a look at them. And at the end of the show, you're going to decide where we're spending our 30 million quid. Now, Gonzo, is there anyone you're hoping to have a look at tonight? I've got a little list here. I asked the subscribers earlier if there's anyone they fancy. I've got a wee list, but is there anyone you'd like to take a peek at?
Well, there's a couple actually. First of all, me Morgan Sanson has gone. Me Saucisson, he's gone. Boo. Villa have nicked him. John McGinn, he likes a gin. I wouldn't mind a little look at him, actually. And another guy from France, his name is Cyprien, who is another very good player, highly respected. Well, I don't know if he's highly respected. People might not like him, but he's highly thought of, highly regarded as a footballer, certainly. And I do wonder, actually, what is not that I think we'll get in, but I do believe this rumour that were we not to get Jesse Lingard, that we might be in for Ross Barkley. I believe there's some legs in that. So I'd like to see how much money Ross Barkley costs as well.
Okay, well, we'll get one or two of them ready. But our first player we're going to have a look at, Gonzo, is this man on the screen right now. We've been linked with him a lot. You've heard of him, Alex Kral. Remember him?
I do.
We're being told we need to get him. He's sort of like he's Souček's partner in crime for the national team. 19 million he's priced up at. There's no scout reports on him as yet, but 22 years old. 19 million. Good value though. It's roughly what we're being linked to him for anyway.
Yeah, and why not? Why not get another check? That's what I think anyway. They seem to have worked out really well. It's a sort of bit of a not an untapped market because we've tapped it. But I do believe we do have a slight advantage, bearing in mind the Czech ambassador already supports West Ham now, of course. His second team, let's say that. We got Souček and Soufal over here. So all they have to do is have a little whisper in his ear and say, come to West Ham, the home of overseas Czech players.
I think he looks all right. I've seen him in a couple of games. With his big floppy hair, he played Scotland not too long ago as well. They were in our nations group as well, so I saw a little bit of him. He didn't stand out. He didn't do bad, but I didn't think, wow, what a player when I was watching him. But to be fair, neither did Souček. And we all know what a good player he is and stuff. But anyway, we're going to get up someone who was recommended a little bit on Twitter and on YouTube earlier. He's one of my favourite players. He's someone I wanted to see us go for in the summer, and I do in real life, but perhaps not on 5 Yards. And I'll tell you why in just a second when Charlie is ready to rock and roll. He's got the next player ready. But I think his screen's disappeared because we're missing the screen in the green room. Have we noticed, Gonzo?
Oh, yeah. We don't need a screen, mate. Who needs a screen?
It's there. Here we go. Conor, that's not him. That's not him, Charlie.
He looks remarkably like Alex Kral, that guy, with the floppy hair. I think he might have played against Scotland, Geo. He's a Czech. He plays for the Czech team.
Here he is. Conor Gallagher on loan at West Brom from Chelsea. They've given him a potential of 89, a price of 26 million. I considered him for our show member, but I decided he was a bit too pricey for the budget. But 26 million pounds. I think in real life he'd be a little bit cheaper than that. But a lot of people wanted him. A lot of people were keen to have a look at him. Do you like him? Do you like Conor Gallagher?
Never heard of him. No, that's not true. I have heard of him, but I've not seen him play enough, Geo. This guy at all, and I certainly not at that price. I haven't. But mind you, they do some business, don't they? Chelsea, they're very, very good at getting young players in and then getting them out on loan and getting money for them. But no, I've not, because of course you were talking about. Let's not forget somebody else who's on loan at West Brom at the moment in Maitland Miles. So it's. They're going to be decimated if they go down, really, because everyone's going to want their players back, basically.
And the funny thing is, we won't get them up on the screen yet. We might get them up on the screen in just a bit, but we've had Daddy wants Pereira from West Brom.
Excellent player. Really
he is, but not only that, he also said about Yoksulu, the Turkish midfielder at West Brom. Essentially, there's 4 West Brom players who are thinking, he'd be all right at West Ham. You look at the midfield of West Brom and you think, here you go, Kent Hammers wants him as well because he's on loan at West Brom at the minute, so he is available in the summer and he has performed really well since he's gone there. But there's almost 4 West Brom midfielders. We're thinking he'd do all right at West Ham.
You almost wonder why they're getting relegated with all these brilliant players.
To be fair, in all fairness, it's because of their defence. Because none of them would get in our under 23s. Kyle Bartley and Geo Shea, those types of players, they're just not quite good enough. Anyway, right, so we've got the next one's got a massive scout report, so we'll get this guy on the screen. We all know who he is. I think Gonzo used to like him. West Ham were linked with him a lot. Sander Berg of Sheffield United, a price now of 21 million. So he's come down in value. 2 million he's dropped in value, which makes sense. He's been injured and stuff. So having a little look at him here, he's got his spider web up, which is quite good at his passing, his work rate, his dribbling, which is a fair assessment, I would suggest. And then we've got the scout report just underneath it, which Mr. Walsh is scrolling. And crikey, that's a big scout. This scout means business. Yes. Upon first glance, he may seem slow and sloppy. He may stick out like a sore thumb with his height. Arms and legs may seem too long and lanky. This is a good scout. I like this scout. Then he goes on to say that he doesn't get knocked off the ball very much, creates space very well. Huge fan of the game. If he's not playing it, he'd be watching it or playing FIFA. This guy knows Sanderberg. How do you know that?
The trouble is, with his long arms, if he was playing FIFA, I reckon the controller's almost touching the screen.
I think so. Berg resembles Patrick Vieira minus the goals, composure on the ball, strong at tackling and possession-winning plays. However, he may be jumping ahead a bit. He's also got a composure and leadership and vision of Steven Gerrard, as well as very similar dribbling techniques and knocking the ball into space and opening up attack. Would you like Sander Berg? Obviously, Sheffield United's gone now. That's him through the trap door. You'd imagine he's the first one out the door.
Yeah, I like him. I've liked him. What was it, Genk or something like that? It was somewhere or other. Good player. And as you remember, because obviously you mentioned it a minute ago, I did like him then. I was surprised on his spiderweb, his aerial ability was so low. The guy's about as tall as the Shards, basically. As you were walking up there to go up the Shard, Geo, he'd already be there, basically. So he's massive. He's very good in the air. Excellent player. Composed, good at breaking up the play. They say about the goal threat, but actually he has... All right, it's not happening for him at Sheffield United, but that's not the be all and end all. Actually, at his previous club, he was offering a goal threat. So I think he's got an all-round game, as they say.
Anyway, we've had some players you've heard of. We've had some players the live chat I've heard of. Are you ready for a curveball? I've got a curveball for tonight.
Yes.
I had a little chat with someone, and I said, give me someone that's an upcoming centre midfielder that we may not have heard of that would fit West Ham. And he came back with a name. Here he is, Enoch Mwepu, who plays for Salzburg, 23-year-old centre midfielder, 16 million. Now, look at his potential. He's rated a potential of 93. So he's not that level yet. He's good, but they reckon he's got the potential to go on to become essentially world class. Now, we'll have a little look below. There's a few words written on him, I believe. So there's his web, but here he is. His general play in centre midfield is in a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2-2-2. He also plays part of a trio, even a wide midfielder, and he's a box-to-box midfielder in a high-tempo side. Sounds like what we're after. Style of play. Just does a little bit of everything to a good standard. Technically strong, carries the ball past opponents. It keeps control of the ball well and challenged. Passing range tends to be short and vertical, not a tempo setter in that regard, preferring to use a dribble to progress the ball. Gets forward often, driving the ball himself and making late runs. Possesses good physical ability, both in terms of athletic and pace. Isn't afraid to shrug off strength-wise. Defensively, busy. I mean, this is ticking all the boxes. Shades of Witzel Bastian Schweinsteiger. Crikey, that's a name from the past, isn't it? But do you like the sound of this man?
Yes, yeah, he's a good jockeyer and a tackler, which is good, which means he can tackle and ride a horse.
Have you heard of him?
No.
No, me neither. I've never heard of him. Now, this is the one I was wanting. Charlie, if you can take a note of this guy on the screen. A lot of people mention him. I've not checked 5-yard see if he's on there, but I'd imagine he is because he's a name even I recognise, but I've never seen.
That's a great name. That's a great name. Never heard of him.
Do you want him next or do you want him later on?
We'll go next. If you can get him next, we'll get him up now, Charlie. We'll get him up.
It's like the X Factor, isn't it? You know, like when the voice comes on.
Yeah.
Rachel Adedeji.
There we go. That's it. I would have preferred a bit more oomph, to be honest. It was a bit of a flat one. That
you ain't getting oomph with me, I'm sorry.
Anyway, once we've done that, we'll have a look at a couple more. We've got Alicia here. So this is Gonzo mentioned him in the very first video we've done. A lot of people are suggesting Zambo of Fulham, who I really like as well. So we'll have a look at him and see what his value is if he's on there. Got another couple of players coming up. There was a Lyon player that we can't bring up. Croquet, I think his name is. Someone asked about him. I had a look. He's 31 million. We've only got 30 to spend. So he's out. And then there's one more player. Let's get the next one up then. This is the player that everybody was talking about. Here we go. How do you pronounce your name? Coop Miner.
Coop Miner. But Andy Walsh thinks it's Poop, it's Poop Miner, which is a young person going to the toilet, I guess.
There you go, 26 million. He's a player I've heard of but never seen. We're playing over in the Dutch division at the minute. Potential of 85. There's his big web for you. Looks good defensively, works hard, passes decent. Here, crikey. This is a big scout report. I like these. Can you read that, Gonzo?
He's a confident player with excellent ball retention. He's probably a better tackler than 2/3 of the Premier League. That's a lot of tackling.
Defensive midfielders.
Yes, okay, fair enough. Yeah, certainly a much better tackler than any of the strikers in the Premier League. In terms of style, Coop Miner offers a great mix of long and short passes while not being afraid to take the ball forward himself. He's useful at bringing the ball out from the back and is most active on either side of the midfield line, occasionally straying to his left flank, but rarely going to the right and like the right. He has already made his debut for the national team and is seen as a player who could transform into the superstar of the Dutch build their team around. Wow, this guy's Johan Cruyff.
Happy days. Right, what was the price of that one, Charlie? 26 million, was he? We'll put him on the short list, but bear in mind we've got 30 to spend. That's a big bulk of the money. I think we'll struggle to find someone for £4 million. But if that's what the live chat want, that's who the live chat want. We don't have too many players on the short list. We'll just put everyone on the short list for now, and they can pick who they want. But I've got another couple of players coming up. Possibly the next one is one that's been requested a lot in the live chat, and there's also another one which is someone that you'll recognise. He's a Liverpool player, but you will probably have never seen him play for Liverpool. But he's a Liverpool player. A bit like the Conor Gallagher thing we've got going on here. We'll wait for Charlie to get the next one up. Have you got any names, Gonzo, that you would like to have a look at?
No, but I am seeing some being put up in the chat now, which I'm recognising. Certainly. Lamina, he's not a bad player, is he? And I'm seeing a little bit of this Josh Brownhill. And I do believe there's maybe some legs in that particular link.
I don't. The thing with Josh Brownhill is I just don't see him coming to us because he's guaranteed to play every minute at Burnley, and to come here, it's like you said, it's the Harry Kane rule. Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to play very much. So it's going to be very difficult to sort of get him into the team. So I don't think we will get Josh Brownhill. I think he'd be too expensive. I think they'd want 20 million for him as well, like in real life that is. I don't think we'll see him. But we've got the next one available, which is someone requested this one earlier. I've never heard of him, but he plays for Derby County, and that is Jason Knight. Quite pricey though, 19.5 million. But 20 years old. So I'd imagine that sort of contributes to his price tag being so high. So he's obviously highly thought of and held in high regard. But I can't say I know too much about him. Do you?
Is this the one that's on loan from Liverpool?
No, he might be, but not I'm aware of.
Yeah, he's probably on loan from Chelsea.
He's on loan from. He must be on loan from a big club, possibly. But I don't know. He might just be a Derby player. I don't know. I've never heard of him really. But that's someone requested. So 19.5 million. Put him in there, And the next guy is the guy that's on loan from Liverpool, I believe. I can see Charlie clicking on him at the minute. I think it's him.
Go on, Charlie, click on him. Whenever
He
you're
plays
ready,
for Felipe Anderson at the moment.
What?
He plays with Felipe Anderson at the moment. He's
I
on loan.
don't think anyone plays Felipe Anderson.
There you go.
Felipe Anderson don't play on the pitch.
Marco Grujic. He was on loan at Schalke last season. I think it was Schalke. He was on loan at Bundesliga. I think it was Schalke. He's on loan at Porto this season. 25 years old. An interesting shout, that 13 million. If it was a real value, that was a real life value, I would suggest that that's a bit of a bargain, actually. I think that would be an astute signing. When you scroll down and have a little look, there's his web. His web's decent enough. Sort of jack of all trades, master of none there, a little bit, Gonzo. But that's what you sort of need. Centre mid, plays a holding role, has potential to be a playmaker, tall and strong, shades of Patrick Vieira, perfect for a Champions League club. Powerful and comfortable on the ball. So that's a basic scouting report. But one signing I could get behind, actually. I think that would be quite a clever signing.
Yeah, well, that's 25 years of age, so he needs to be ready now, doesn't he? That's he's not 19 or anything like that, so he needs to come in, he needs to play, and he needs to. It actually said in the scout report he needs to start dominating games. So yeah, that there's you're not getting someone like that for massive sell-on value, but it doesn't matter at that sort of price. You buy a 25-year-old for that sort of price. That's good money if he's Premier League ready.
Right, I don't think we'll pull up Gavin Birch. He plays for Ajax. He's far too good for West Ham. He's just one of those. He is, though. He's going to bigger things in West Ham. Scott, we haven't brought up Bissouma. We mentioned him in episode 1 because I really like him, but we clicked on him on 5 yards and we felt we were cheating because he was worth about 15, 16 million.
I didn't mind cheating.
And we thought it was cheating. But in this episode, we're happy for the live chat to pick Bissouma. We'll get the price confirmation for you, but we won't go into it too much. But he's been requested a lot. One of my Premier League favourite players. Where is he? Here we go. Set piece king. Let's get him on the screen. James Ward, 21 million. I thought it'd be more than that. You don't sound convinced by him.
Well, I think that's cheating because I just don't think we'd be able to sign him. And certainly not for 21 million. Southampton just would not let him go.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take Ward-Prowse for 21 million, certainly. I'm sure everybody would, but I just can't see them letting him go.
No, I can't see it either. And I think he'd perfectly fit the way we play in centre midfield, though. But would he does Lord Souček or Rice? Probably not. But he's far too good to not play. You'd almost have to play all three of them. And we've seen it can get a bit congested in there when we have all three of them in that team as well. So it's a bit of a funny one. But 26 million, we can't really. I'll see if we've got him actually, Leo. I'll see if we can bring up Lewis Ferguson because I do like Lewis Ferguson.
He's got a triple-barreled name, Lewis Ferguson, Scottish.
He's a top player though. I do think I think he'd make it at West Ham. You speak about John McGinn. This guy is John McGinn without the price tag. Honestly, he's very similar to the way John McGinn plays football. So if you like John McGinn, you'll like Lewis Ferguson. He will get booked every game in the Premier League, though. He practically gets booked every game in Scotland as it is up against lesser opposition. So expect him to get yellow cards every match. But I do think he would be absolute quality. I believe Charlie's got the next one. Right, we're going to flick Bissouma up on the screen. So you've got his price tag, 15.5 million. If you want to sign Bissouma with a virtual kitty, 15.5 million. Ridiculous. He's way undervalued on there.
Good player, mate. Really good player. We like him. Yeah. We like this guy.
Yeah. Irish Tommy is releasing his inner Gonzo.
Of course he is. Everybody should. Any Dembele. There's got to be a Dembele in there somewhere. And it's got to be a central midfield Dembele. There's a Dembele for every position, let's be honest.
Right. Let's get Lewis Ferguson on the screen. We've got Lewis Ferguson ready now. 13 million. I don't think he would cost that in real life. 21 years old. Scottish midfielder from Aberdeen. Oh, there you go. His work rate's mental. Everything else is bang average, which I think is a bit harsh, to be honest with you. I think he's better than what that thing suggests. Tenacious, hardworking, and nippy, has technical ability. Shades of John McGinn. I should be writing for 5 yards. There you go.
Are you trying to get a job?
No. Shades of John McGinn, Wijnaldum, and Vidal. I do think he's got that sort of box-to-box thing about him. Hardworking, really good passer of the ball. I think he'd be brilliant for us. 13 million, but So anyway, we're going to have to start buying a midfielder because we've got another player to sign as well. So live chat.
Come on.
Who have we got, Gonzo? We've gone through a few players. So we've got Alex Kral, 19 million. Gallagher was too expensive. Lewis Ferguson's 13 million. Basuma's 15 million. Who else did we have? Charlie, if there's anyone you can remember, speak up now. Anyone that we've listed.
Well, hold on. What about the Coop Miner? The Coop Miner.
Coop Miner was 26 million, though. That would leave 4 million. I don't know if
you haven't seen him play. It's got to be Satsuma. You have to sign Satsuma. It's not for me to say. Who am I to say? This is the chat. I don't even know why I'm suggesting it.
We'll see if we can get this one more player in.
Was he the guy that used to play for Peterborough?
Who?
Josta Silva.
I don't know if he did. He's at Brentford now. I don't know if he did come from there. He might have done. I don't know. I assumed he'd come from France or something. But Charlie's flicking through someone, so I don't know if it is Da Silva or if it's someone else. But if it is, we can try and get him on the screen. But live chat, you're going to... There you go. 20 million, though. He's a hefty price tag. 22 years old at Brentford in the Championship. We'll have a little scroll down. There you go. A massive web. 5 yards, love him. Hey, is that 5 yards thing there for everybody? Then you know, at the very top, it says 5 yards, and it's right up at the top.
What, top left?
No, do you know that spider web?
Yeah. Oh, 5
top.
yards at the top, yeah.
Is that there for everybody?
No, just you and me, mate.
Wait,
No, it's there for everyone.
Oh, so what's that? They're rating.
I don't know.
Anyway, they reckon the scouts say he's got good technique. There you go, 4'33", centre midfielder, shades of Loftus Cheek. I hope not, because that means bench at a Premier League club. 6 foot, high acceleration over long distance, helps out defensively and in attack. The ability to come away with the ball in tight space, drives the team forward. He's a decent player. I've been impressed when I've seen him, but 20 million is a bit pricey. Right, Gonzo, we're going to have to get the live chat.
Get them voting. Make them vote.
Get voting. You've got Alex Kral, anyone that we've gone through. Alex Kral, Basuma, Sander Berg, Da Silva. Get your votes in who you want to sign, and we'll try and remember how much they were. And deduct that from the kitchen. What position would you like, Gonzo, after we've signed a centre midfielder here? What position?
Left back. Has to be left back. There's no other position. Left back.
Well, we'll let the live chat decide as well what position to have a little look at.
No point in asking me then, really.
I was filling in time while they all vote, but I do think that they're all voting for Basuma. To be fair, it's between Berg and Basuma, but I do think
good choice.
Leo said it has to be Basuma, or else you've not seen a quality centre midfielder.
I like it. I like it.
I think we're going to have
Jim's actually called him Bissy.
I think we make the call.
Satsuma.
Basuma is our first purchase at 15.5 million. Now, for the sake of the fact that everybody's rounded up to 1 million except Basuma seems to be the only one with a 0.5 million. We'll call it 15 million. That gives us 15 million to spend. Okay, so we've got 15 more million to spend. So live chat. What other position would you like? Would you like a left back, right back, centre back, another centre midfielder, a second choice striker? What position? A goalkeeper? Would you like a goalkeeper? What position do you want? Because this next 5-10 minutes is going to be very mishmashy because we've got no players written down for this second part of the show. So Charlie's going to be working relentlessly in the background. So the live chat, give us your position. People are saying goalkeeper. Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a lot of people saying left back.
Yeah,
second
left back,
choice striker, says Chris.
Yeah, keeper or left back. I think we'll leave the strikers because of the last episode, we covered sort of second choice strikers as well. There was a few cheapy ones in there. So it's all goalies or left backs here.
It's got to be a left back. It's got to be a left back, surely.
Charlie, can you see if he exists? George Moss is recommending Liverpool Barcelona, who we are genuinely linked with as well.
He definitely exists. He is a real person.
Right, that was either quick or Charlie knew we were going to do this. But he's 21 million. He's out of our price range by 6 million quid. So we're going to have to rule him out. We can't have him.
Go on, get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
Never liked him anyway.
A lot of people are saying Rico Henry. Myself and Gonzo picked him. What was he again? 11 million?
8.
Was he?
I thought it might have been 8. Maybe 11. Maybe you're right.
I think it was 11. We'll double check the price, but I think it was about 11 million. There he is. 11 million pounds for Rico Henry.
I don't know why you said 8.
So he's on the short list. He is on the short list. 11 million for Rico Henry. That would give us a little bit of leftover, Lolly. Don't know who this guy is. See if Charlie knows him. See if he might. The 5 yards don't have the most in-depth database at the minute. They're growing the database, adding players every week. But so players like that might be a bit obscure, but they tend to have what you would call the wonder kids. Adam Holsek, for example, is only Czech Republican player. Okay, they do have him. Stuttgart, 70 million, though he is.
Oh, you don't want him to shoot?
No.
No, but that looks good. That looks good, right?
Yeah. A Benjamin Mendy with a bit more skill. That's all right. That's all right. We'll keep getting them in. And let's have a look at this one, Charlie. Anthony Robinson of Fulham. Let's see if he's on there because we were linked with him a lot, and I think he's done all right since he's gone to Fulham. He's not been amazing, but I think he's done okay.
Yeah, from Wigan, wasn't he? Signed him from Wigan. We were linked with him.
Berkey, I don't think we're signing Mbappe, mate. You can stop saying it. I think you've said it about 10 times.
Mate, it's different Mbappe. That's Julian Mbappe, who's a left back at Grimsby.
Oh, mate, can you please stop saying Mbappe, or we are going to boot you out of here? You just keep saying Mbappe.
Just boot him out anyway. There we go.
I think he's 201 million. I think that's quite cheap.
How much do we have left after that?
We've got. Here's a good one, Charlie. Zinchenko. Although I think because he plays for City, I think this website will have him valued at 30 odd million or something like that. We have Alan. Go look yourself. Links in description. Rice is quite cheap on it. I've not checked to check, but Rice is quite cheap. 31 million for Zinchenko. It's because he's at Man City. It sort of
worth it, is he?
Throws the price a little bit. Don't know who this. I don't know.
Nuno Tavares.
I don't know. I'm too scared to read out these names in case someone tricks us.
I know. I shouldn't be reading anything out, really, should I, with my record?
I'm far too scared to read out names in case it's a trick.
I know.
No, we're not looking at Patrick Van Aanholt. Would you want Patrick Van Aanholt?
No.
Does he still play football, Danny Rose? Is he still at Tottenham?
He's about to have his contract terminated, I believe.
So what's he doing these days?
I think he works at what's it called? Harry Ramsden's fish and chip shop.
Hey, it could be. It could be in there. Max Lowe from Derby.
Well, what is it? Make up your mind. High or low?
I don't know. There's one, like I said, if you put your players on the he would just be unrealistic, James Justin. I think he'd be a fantastic player, but I just don't see it.
No,
don't see it happening at all.
Don't.
What's that one, Gonzo?
Oh, Morris Lester. He's a good player.
Here's a good one from James. Much better than Patrick Van Aanholt. Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
Again, it's the Man U things are way to come into play here, isn't it? Wait, Charlie, before you put up, Gonzo, what do you reckon he is on 5 yards? I'm going to say about 28 million.
Oh, no. I'll go with 14 million.
Nah.
14 million, Brandon Williams.
Yeah,
Bring it up.
I don't think he's on there. Charlie's saying Brandon Williams isn't on there yet.
No, it'd be 14 when he is.
Is Emerson there, Charlie? Is Emerson on the Chelsea's Emerson? Is he on there? Do you remember that one?
It's not that one I'm laughing at. It's what Alex has said. Alex Williams. Oh dear. Anyway. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's probably leave it there. Although Lukeman from Fulham is a genuine shout, but not at left back or goalkeeper, unfortunately.
No, I don't think we can play him in there. McTominay would be far too much like. What are you laughing at now?
Well, John's written. You have to do it in a Scottish accent.
Right, hang on. Charlie's got someone for us. Let's see who Charlie's ready to bring up. No, we don't want that one, Charlie.
It's quite cheap.
Nico Williams is interesting. I think it's spelled with an E, not an I, in case Charlie's looking it up. But I think he needs to get out of Liverpool for a year on loan. He's a right back, though, but that's a good one. See, 29 million for him just because he's at Liverpool is. It's this Super League thing, isn't it? It's sent it all wild.
Yeah.
The whole thing's gone crazy. But Charlie, I'll keep on checking one or two of them. Here's a good shout if he exists on the database.
I totally agree.
That's a good shout.
That is a really good shout. A really, really good shout.
We'll see if he exists as well. Give Charlie 1 second. I can see him clicking on someone at the minute. I don't know which one it is, but he's got someone ready for us. There you go. Ryan Sessegnon, 30 million.
Well, that's what they paid for him from Fulham. They ain't getting that. They ain't getting 30 million for him.
He's way too expensive. That was a very good shout, though.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, James is saying Spurs won't sell. But the thing is, Spurs are... I think there's a unique situation at Tottenham this summer, which is a new manager is going to be coming in, and they're going to need a clear out. But the new guy might want to use him, Parker or Potter, whichever one it is that goes in for the job. It'd be one of the two.
And they are skint, by the way. In fact, they're in trouble, you know.
Yeah, so it's better than just offloading him. Charlie, what's Sam Johnson? If Sam Johnson's on there, let's have a look at him, because we've been linked with him a lot as a goalkeeper. And Daniel's saying that David Moyes has been nominated as the manager of the year at the LFA.
All right. How many nominees are there?
Just to confirm, the club has just literally tweeted that out as well.
Good.
But to be fair, that's the London Football of the Year awards. That's cheating, though, isn't it? There's only like 5 clubs.
Well, it's not cheating.
How can he not be nominated? It's like...
Yeah. How can you not be nominated? Yeah, absolutely. Yes. But someone winning it is not the.
Yeah. How can you not be nominated?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I thought it meant like I thought it was the PFA Manager of the Year there, which we were talking about. Charlie Taylor, that's the Burnley left back. Charlie Taylor, but I don't know if he'd be on there. Leon's obviously talking about Maitland-Niles again, who we signed in the first episode. Myself and Gonzo decided we'd go with him. He was about 60 million or something like that. I don't know if Areola will be on there. Charlie will try and have a look at him on loan at Fulham. Leo's asking which one you prefer, Areola or Johnson?
Areola.
So there he is, 12 million. That's cheap. It's cheap. They're the same age.
Mind you, they're the same age, are they? Okay.
Yeah, they're both 28. So interesting. That's interesting, that one. I think I'd go with Sam Johnson. I think I don't disagree. Areola might be better with his feet, but we don't use a goalkeeper with feet at West Ham.
We don't. We don't
require the goalie to pass it out from the back. This is why Tom
stand.
This is why Nick Pope won't succeed for England. He can't play out from the back. He's got Burnley boots all the time. So that's all he's ever going to do, kind of thing. We'll try and get one or two more in. This is an interesting one by Kent Hammers. He might be on there. He plays for Rangers. Daniel saying that Moyes has won the Manager of the Year from the London Football Awards.
There you go.
So there you go. It's there's not much about him at the minute. I could be wrong. I'm sure Kent will tell me if I am wrong. I think that's the Croatian left back, but his nationality is HRV, so I think I am wrong. What nationality is that?
I don't know. HRV. I don't know. Just drives a lorry or something. It goes from country to country. I
don't know. I thought it was Croatian, but
no, I don't know what HRV is. It's better to be an HIV though. That's for sure.
Yeah, then you're in a trouble. Well, Mark seems to know who he is, but he's not telling us who he is. No. Charlie in our private chat, Charlie's saying he is Croatian. I think he's the Croatian left back. That's at Rangers, but I could be wrong. But anyway, right, we will start wrapping this up. I think Rico Henry will be the third signing. Everybody wanted Rico Henry, or you've got Areola in there as well. But we'll start wrapping this up. Otherwise, we'll go on here all night, because we've got this names coming at us. And poor Charlie, I can see him searching every single time a new name comes up. But
Bosnia and Herzegovina. HRV.
No, he's Croatian though.
Oh.
Yeah, James is saying Bosnia as well, but I'm sure he's Croatian.
He
Maybe they've got
definitely
it wrong on
plays
the
for the Croatian national team and also was born in Croatia. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure what
he's-
Derby is.
I don't know. He's definitely Croatian. He's definitely Croatian. David Answer is saying any chance for us doing a video where we can sell some players. We'll be honest with you, David Answer. 5 Yards got in touch with us and told us that this is what we are doing because it's a collaboration with them kind of thing. But hopefully we'll do stuff in the future with 5 Yards again. And we can certainly look at doing that, looking at the West Ham values and maybe judging what we think is a fair value and who's too cheap or who's too expensive, because we disagree with most of the valuation, not all the valuation. Some of it's bang on, but some of it you look at and think, oh, one way or the other anyway. And they don't have all the West Ham players as yet. They'll only have some of them. So they'll need to get more put on there first, but they're okay. Jamie's saying Hadji of Rangers. I think he might be on there. If they've got him on there, they definitely have Hadji, who's a decent player. I don't know if he'd be good enough for us, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really the position we need as well, I have to say.
23 million off.
Yeah, it's basically largely predicated on his dad, I'd imagine.
He excels for Romania, but that's because Romania is able to sort of build a team around him. This is a good shout, Charlie, if he's on this database. Macelia of Leeds. I think he's going to be a top keeper. I think he's already a good goalkeeper, but I think he's going to get even better. There you go. HRV is Croatian. Official name is Republic of Hrvatska. I don't know, something.
Hrvatska.
There you go. Macelia of Leeds, 29 million. I think that's a fair price. We've had Lord Prowse, Josh Cullen. I don't know if he'd be on there. Charlie, have a look at Josh Cullen, but I'd be surprised if they've got an Anderlecht player on there, because then they're just building out the database as we go. I don't think he will be. No, Colin. Anyway, right, listen, we're going to go, Gonzo. We're going to disappear. Massive thank you to 5 Yards again for reaching out with us and collaborating. It was a 3-part series, so if you're thinking I haven't seen the other 2, you're going to have to go back and watch them. This episode 1, myself and Gonzo, we signed, can you remember? I remember.
No.
We signed Rico Henry, Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Yes, we did.
Yusuf and Nesri.
We did.
Then that was mine and Gonzo spending 65 million. In the community chat, you've signed Adam Hosek up front. You've signed Yves Bissouma for centre midfield, and you've also agreed with us on Rico Henry at left back. Would you be happy with either of those transfer windows, Gonzo, in real life?
Oh, yeah.
If we signed, Hosek, Bissouma and Henry, and Nesri, Maitland-Niles and Henry's decent window.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, let's get it done. Definitely.
Anyway, right, we're going to disappear. We'll leave it there. A massive thank you again to Charlie for doing all the screen stuff that you've seen. It's not me and Gonzo, it's all Charlie. He's in the background doing all the hard work. We've just been sitting here chatting rubbish. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. And once again, massive thank you to the guys over at 5 Yards.